Hello again. After months of bickering, EU leaders have finally agreed on exactly how to finance €3 billion that was pledged to Turkey. The money's to be given in exchange for slowing the flow of migrants into Europe under a deal that was struck in November. But some French MEPs are now questioning the agreement.
The thing is, Turkey plays an uncertain role in this migrant chaos that has been taking place in Europe for several months already, beginning last year. We'd like to receive any sort of clarification, in particular when it comes to the alleged ties between Turkey and Intl. It's clear that there was €3 billion in subsidies, and Turkey went even further, initially asking for a sum of €5 billion, something considered as mind-boggling. I'd like to remind you that we have our own fair share of issues that need tackling here in Europe. For example, France suffers from a number of economic problems. Europe keeps imposing harsh austerity measures on French people, while the French government seems happy to spend tens and tens of millions of euros on relocating and educating these illegal migrants. Until we receive irrefragable data on Turkey's possible links to ISIL, Islamic fundamentalism, our group, Europe of Nations and Freedom, is certainly against the deal.
That initial optimism over a partnership with Turkey is now shifting towards more open criticism, both in the EU and elsewhere.
We need Turkey's help to control the border. Securing the EU's outer border is the requirement for a functioning Schengen system.
Looking to the future, our common challenge is to deepen European Union-Turkey integration even further.
My party does support the ultimate accession of Turkey to the European Union, and my party is prepared to support them on that road to joining the European Union.
Daesh enjoyed Turkish money for oil for a very, very long period of time.
Oil traded by Daesh is being traded through Turkey and trafficked through Turkey by funding terrorism.
Turkey claims that the 2 million refugees that it currently accommodates is too much for the country to cope with. But there's another nation in the region also struggling under the same burden. Jordan is almost 9 times smaller than Turkey and has accepted more than 1 million Syrians who fled the war. Jordan says it will have to close its border if there's no help forthcoming from the EU.
I think the dam is going to burst. The international community, we have always stood shoulder to shoulder by your side. We're now asking for your help. You cannot say no this time.
Half of the 1.3 million Syrians in Jordan live in refugee camps positioned all around the country. The biggest one is called Al-Zatari. It's considered to be the largest camp, not only in Jordan, but also in the whole of the Middle East. It's designed for a maximum of 60,000 people, but the United Nations estimates that there are as many as 80,000 Syrians who are living there currently. Well, to get some idea of the scale of the camp, this is how it looks from above. Thousands of tiny houses packed into 5 square kilometers. And if we compare it to the refugee camp in the French port of Calais, which has caused so many problems for the EU, you can see what authorities there are up against. Catherine Chakdam, political analyst and Middle East commentator, believes Jordan's been abandoned by the West.
There is a shift today in the Middle East. And I think that Jordan ringing the alarm on the refugee crisis is and essentially telling Western powers that it feels abandoned and very much alone in the face of this crisis that Western powers have manufactured, by the way. So Jordan cannot possibly continue to absorb so many people, especially since the UN has actually failed in properly funding Jordan when it comes to helping refugees. People have no choice but to go to Europe, and we see today the kind of repercussion that it's having on Europe. I don't think that any capitals in Europe today actually is aware of the realities that this refugee flood, I would say, will have in the long term.